really excited to try two new non-alcoholic spirits that are on the market. They're actually made from hemp, so they're hemp-infused spirits. And I'm just curious, like, what do these taste like? How would I make them in a cocktail? Do you get high from this stuff? Because they're made from hemp, which is a cannabinoid and a derivative of marijuana. And one does have a THC element and one has a CBD element. Obviously, very, very different effects. But what's exciting to me is we're going to try them. I want to give a really non-biased opinion about this. Like, I'm not sponsored by anybody here. And I just want to know, like, what is out there? Like, I have so many demands for non-alcoholic cocktails, and it's not always about people that are sober. You know, some people still want to feel the effect. It's like, I just can't do booze. You know, it just like doesn't work for me. So I'm really interested to see, like, okay, is this something that I can start working with? This is something that I can start kind of introducing into our world. So there's two here. The first one we're going to try a sip of them, and then I'm going to make a drink with one of them. The first one is called Aplos, and being half Greek, this is a derivative of the Greek word, which basically has to do with just kind of like the simplicity and profoundness of simple things. It has 15 calories a serving, and I want to see what it tastes like. It also has different, probably up my alley just listening to it, but it has a lot of different herbs and things like that. So let's give it a sip. And what I'm noticing too with both of these, just look down, they do have this kind of cloudy look, as you can see. So that has to do definitely with the kind of distillation they're doing. They might not be doing a distill that's actually clarifying everything. But let's give this a sip. Ooh, that smells good. That smells really good. It definitely has, yeah, really great hints of citrus and different notes. Almost like it could be yuzu, I think. It could be in there. Wow, I like that a lot. Almost, yeah, it's really, really refreshing and very bright. Okay. Again, this is where I get. You get so much potential in the nose, and when I taste it, it falls flat a little bit. It almost tastes like if you've ever taken like little tablets for like electrolytes, and they've been sitting in there too long. It almost has this little bit of like kind of faded electrolyte flavor. Yeah, it feels it. Now, let me just stress this. I haven't met a non-alcoholic spirit that I would just sit back and drink. There's not a spirit that I would just put on ice, I'm going to drink this. But something happens magically when you take these things. And same can happen with alcohol as well. And you start mixing them with citrus and agave and flavors, something happens and it definitely evolves into something else. So I want to reserve it for that. But on its own, that's kind of my analysis of it. All right, so let's take this in. This is called Flora. There's two versions of Flora. There's a regular and then there's what they call a Delta 8. The Delta 8 is the one that's a real derivative. It has THC in it. Now, Delta 9 is the THC, I believe, that comes from marijuana and the THC that we know. But this has CBD, supposed to having a calming effect, and it says it can take up to 15, 20 minutes. This it has a THC effect. So what we're going to do is I'm going to taste this, but I'm actually going to make a cocktail probably with this one. So we're going to take a break from filming and come back and see, did it work? Did I get high? What's the feelings from these things? So let's first take a sample of this. Again, it's got this cloudy thing. Cloudy, so that must be just the way that these things are made. Could be what the hemp is doing as well to the water. Okay. Now the smell of this has a singular smell. It's like one kind of sweet, one note thing. Good, but faint. Let's take a sip. Whoa. Very medicinal. Very funny. None of that came in the smell, and there was all this taste. It definitely has something in there. Super, almost like a lot of rosemary. I think it does have rosemary, but you can taste this rosemary basil, but like if it's been concentrated almost, right? So it's not, and it's more concentrated. So that probably making a cocktail probably is the better choice to start with the cocktail because it definitely has more going on. I also think my feeling is with these is because it's infused with hemp and they can kind of sell the fact that, oh, this might get you calm and high. It might be, and it's just my instinct, is that maybe these kind of take the place of having to worry so much about the flavor. That's more about what the effect is. So let's give it a try. We're going to make a cocktail that I love, that's just been a staple of mine. We actually have it on my channel here. It's called the ROQUETTE. It's a wild arugula gimlet. It's just my favorite drink of all time, and it's one that I like to just pair everything with and see and compare. So we just put in a nice little scoop of arugula. It usually comes out to about a cup, but when I drop it into the tin, it comes up to about 3/4 of the way. And real simple, we're going to do 3/4 of an ounce of fresh lime juice and 3/4 ounce of an agave syrup. We have a video for this as well on the site, which is really just a 1-to-1 ratio of agave nectar to water. Very simple syrup that you can make in a pinch like that in seconds. Okay, and then we're going to muddle this. I love the ROQUETTE so much, this cocktail. It's really, really simple. Just these really simple flavors, just a nice pepperiness that gets balanced. And to me, it's just an unusual thing that you get a lot out of it from such a simple kind of design. And it's refreshing. It's refreshing. Okay, we're going to do 2 ounces of the flora. Now I'm treating this just like I would any cocktail. That's how I would want to start off. Okay, now what's important about this is whether I like this or not, I'm going to drink the whole thing. And I'm going to drink the whole thing because I'm going to see, is there an effect? Do we feel some kind of effect from this? Let's get that big cube in there. Also, really, really important in my opinion, when you're dealing with non-alcoholic spirits, to use a really big solid ice cube if you can, because so much dilution is going to kind of kill that non-alcoholic spirit anyways, because you don't have the alcohol to hold up. So I think that's really crucial, and you can make those, buy those, whatever is convenient to you. And I always love the color of this. It's just a really nice, simple green. And we can just put a few violas on top. That's the wonderful thing about this drink. It just gets garnished with so many things because it goes so well. All right, let's give a taste of the cocktail, and then let's drink. I don't think I've drank a whole cocktail in months. So, I mean, obviously you're going to smell the arugula there. The other thing is, for me, oh, well, let's taste it. Let's give it a taste. I like it a lot. There's something that is definitely super refreshing that goes beyond the arugula. There's a really, really great, intense kind of citrus bang in the front. Let me take one more sip. Excellent. There is something else going on that is definitely contributing to the cocktail, and it's a really nice floral thing. So listen, this is what I'm going to do. I am going to slowly sip on this. We're going to come back and pick this up in about an hour and a half, and let's really see, you know, what kind of effect that this has, if it does at all. So that's, I think, important. So cheers, and I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, so it's about an hour and a half since I have fully consumed the cocktail with the flora. Okay, and I definitely feel this, and it's different because I don't know how to say it, because I'm not somebody who gets high. I don't really do this, but I definitely, like, I'm walking around, I'm forgetting things. I feel there's a difference. There's like an elatedness and kind of that, but there's also that kind of like a little introverted and stuff like that. So it goes back and forth, but I definitely feel it 100%, no question about it. And I feel something, and it's, like I said, because it's not I don't really, CBD once in a while. But yeah, I could see that this is a thing. And again, what I think is important is the flavor mixed is pretty damn cool. So I think those two combinations I would absolutely get this and use it for somebody who is into that for sure. So, cheers.